This time of the season, Steve, you know, a lot of crazy things happen, and you have to realize, and they usually happen because people don't realize that they've only played 5 games, but actually they played 4 preseason games, so really this is equivalent almost to a college season. And if you're not careful, why the fatigue factor kind of slips into your team, and you got to be careful that you don't work them too hard at this stage of the season, because they really actually played a full season, which is equivalent to college football.
Well, it's Randy Kirk, who's injured in his 3rd year out of San Diego State, who was down and so well covered that we were unable to identify him right away, and they're going to have to take him off on the cart. Look along the bottom part of the screen here, number 52 right here.
He gets the block, and he's trying to get off the block. He's getting pushed into the ball carrier. He gets knocked over, and it looks like his right leg was stretched out, and maybe the cleats got caught in the turf, in the grass, and maybe that was the problem.
Looks like one of his own players was blocked on top of him. So Randy Kirk with a leg injury of some kind, serious enough to require that he be taken off on a motorized cart. So another Cardinal goes down, and I'll tell you, Gene Stallings has to be wondering what in the world's going on. And Hank, you talk about off-season conditioning. It's not the muscle pull kind of thing. They've been, for the most part, joint-related type of injuries and broken bones.
Well, I think as long, they have to investigate the possibility of players working too long for such an extensive period of time, all season long, and then when the season starts, there's a lot of injuries.
It's complete to Robert Drummond. He's hit right away by Tim McDonald, but a good gain up to the 35. Drummond in the game, the rookie out of Syracuse, and now another wide receiver into the game. 4 wideouts for Philadelphia on 2nd and 5 from the 35. Cunningham out of the pocket and dragged down. Ken Harvey with another big play for the Cardinals as he gets Cunningham at about the 37.
Cunningham looks like he was going to put it in overdrive, but by the time he did, why, Harvey came back from the backside, and look at the speed he has. He overtook Cunningham in a big hurry. Cunningham looking down for you, sees the gap right up the front, and look at behind. Harvey catches him from the backside and makes the tackle. And a good tackle by Harvey, number 56.
So Philadelphia calls timeout. They now have 2 remaining here in the half, stopping the clock with 1:11 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Phoenix is leading 5-0, a safety and a 41-yard Del Greco field goal, and has been allow him. 1:11 to go in the half. A floater incomplete. Chris Carter went up as high as he could, but he could not bring it down, and David Galloway, 65, put the pressure on Cunningham.
That time they had 3-on-2 on the slot people on both sides, which is 6-on-4. The middle area was wide open, but he couldn't throw the ball there because he got flushed out of the pocket. I tell you, this Eagle team looks like they're very nonchalant. They're just not into the flow of the game, and that's a surprise because watching them practice yesterday, they had a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of pep. The attitude was great. It seems like they're playing just the opposite of what they looked like yesterday.
They do look flat. By Sikahema, back to return John Telchik's punt. Telchik drives it, and Sikahema goes back about the 11 and just gets away. Finally hauled down at about the 20. Another good return by Sikahema. 52-yard punt by Telchik and a 9-yard return. David Little, the backup tight end, made the tackle for the Eagles. So 54 seconds remaining in the half. Phoenix leading 5.
Some points on the board before halftime.
Farrell spinning and getting a couple out to about the 22. Jerome Brown with the big bear hug along with Harris.
I think the Eagles must have had pancakes for breakfast, or they're flat.
Pancakes with no yeast.
Yeah.
Well, Buddy Ryan calls another timeout. They now have 1 remaining this half. 43 seconds remaining.
Buddy will really give him a verbal massage at halftime. I'll guarantee you that.
He can talk, I'll tell you. You know, it was interesting, though, talking about the things that they were concerned about. One of the things...
Very impressively, your team has to play that way today. He says we will.
Well, it had not so far. That's the 30-second clock on the left. Tupa will let it run down a ways, I'm sure. The game clock starts on the snap. Jordan pounding ahead, and Jordan may have a first down as he punches it out. And now, a little extracurricular activity. Derek Kennard and Jerome Brown going at it. And this is definitely a heavyweight bout. Derek Kennard, 310 pounds. Jerome Brown at about an even 300. So Derek's got him by 10 or 15 then. But anyway, there is a penalty flag, at least one thrown on the play. See on the right-hand side of the screen there.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, face mask, number 99 defense. First down.
And the call is against Jerome Brown for grabbing the face mask of Derek Kennard. That's why Kennard was upset. And the penalty will go against Brown and the Eagles, moving the ball out to the 45.
And Brown, as big as he is, he wouldn't have to grab your face mask. Just grab you, period, and shake you, and that'd be enough. That'd be a problem in itself, wouldn't it?
Well, you got a guy 310 blocking you, though. You may need some help. 4 wideouts now. Cardinals with some room. So Tupa goes to the shotgun. J.T. Smith in motion. Fires it into the ground. It was intended for Smith, or maybe not. Stopping the clock with exactly 30 seconds remaining in the game.
Looks like he got hit from the side and didn't feel the pressure that time, and he got hit right about the time he threw the ball.
Tupa's completed 6 of 14 for 83 yards and 1 interception. Not a high completion ratio, but as you mentioned, Hank, you've got to be impressed with the poise he's demonstrated so far.
Yeah, he's really done a good job from that standpoint. And again, I'm surprised. The big surprise to me is the way he moved.
Again, the spread formation to draw to Sikahema, but he will go nowhere. Reggie White hauls him down as he gets back to the 45 as a loss on the play. Clyde Simmons helping out, and the clock running now with about 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Phoenix will try it again. Tupa firing and completing it, and again it's to Ernie Jones, but Ernie can't get out of bounds, and so the clock will continue to run. And now they stop it with 3 seconds left. You know, you talk about Buddy Ryan being such a gruff personality, and his exterior persona is certainly that. But he and Gene Stallings are pretty close, and there was a story here about the other side of Buddy Ryan, and that Buddy knows that Gene Stallings has a horse ranch in his home of Paris, Texas, and as a gift, Buddy, who loves horses, gave a thoroughbred 2-year-old to Gene Stallings' daughters, which they now keep at the Paris, Texas ranch.
Yeah, you might add that the horse had a bad leg. That's right. He had tendonitis or something in his but it was still a nice gesture.
Yeah. You saying Buddy wouldn't have given him to him if he hadn't had a bad leg?
I was kidding. Sure he would have. They're great friends. And he talked about that on the field before the game. I asked him specifically about that point.
Well, Buddy has his persona, and it's vastly different from that of the almost always stoic Gene Stallings, but they are very close. They are, however, today on opposite sides of the field. So again, 4 wideouts in the game, 3 of them to the near side. 3 seconds left in the first half. Cooper throwing it about as far as he can into the end zone, intercepted. And it's going to be run out by Andre Waters just to see what happens as time has expired on the clock. Waters looking for help. A penalty flag is thrown as Waters has dropped at about the 15. So the game, the first half rather, cannot end on a defensive penalty anyway. So we'll see what the penalty is and see if in fact
holding number 33 intercepting team on the run back. The half is over.
Yep. So they were on offense once the turnover took place. That's the end of the first half with the score, Phoenix 5 and Philadelphia nothing. Kick it off. And Heath Sherman takes it at the 8-yard line. Runs into his own man, runs into another of his own guys.